Hello everybody and welcome to Camp Chewonki's Bird of the Week. My name is Kyle, or Nature Kyle, and today we're talking all about this little fella, the red-breasted nuthatch. Now the red-breasted nuthatch gets its name from that distinctive red belly. When you're looking for this bird, it's fairly small, about the size of a small apple, and it's going to have some distinctive markings. The blue-gray back, that black stripe through the eye line there, and that red belly. That's going to make it kind of a rusty red or orange. There are similar nuthatches that look a little bit different. If you're further south, you're going to see the white-breasted nuthatch, which has that same shape, but no black line and no red belly. So today we're looking for this creature. They're only about 50 cents worth of weight, about 2/4 or 10 grams in weight. So very lightweight birds, and they're climbing around the trees using that tiny kind of pointed beak to probe around and using their feet in a really amazing fashion to adventure all over. So these little birds here can be found pretty much anywhere in the US, from the west coast to the east coast. Up here in Maine, they're going to be overwintering birds, meaning they're tucking down in their nests and staying here all winter long unless there is a shortage in food and they have to migrate. We call these partial migrants, where they'll travel down south only if they have to. And what are they looking for? What kinds of food are they eating? They have that tiny little probing beak for looking for insects. Tiny creatures that have those hard shells and the gooey insides made of delicious protein for those birds to stay warm and stay nourished all through the season. Next, we're going to talk about the sounds they make. So if you're listening for these birds, the most distinctive noise they make is that nasally little horn sound, yank, 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 that you'll hear them make if they're maybe calling out for territory or maybe giving an alarm to other birds. It sounds a little bit like this. If they're calling to sing to one another, it sounds very different. Their singing, especially the males, makes more of a churring twill or a purr, like a. It's one long call, and it sounds a little bit like this. And lastly, these birds socialize. Most birds chat with each other when they're around, and so when these birds are together, they make a kind of a squeaky sound when they're just hanging out and not really worried about what's going on. It's like a little squeaks, and it sounds a little bit like this. This week's theme is adventure, and no bird is more adventurous than this little creature because of an amazing feature they have on their legs. Down here, their feet are what we call Zygo Dactyl. That's Zygo Dactyl, which means a union or pairing of these two toes. 2 toes in front, 2 toes in the back that allow them to climb, just like a woodpecker, vertically up trees. So this little bird here could be perching like this, or they could be climbing up that branch. They can even climb upside down and run and walk down those trees. See, this is one of the only birds you'll see climbing up and back down the trees, looking in the little cracks where they might have left some insects behind they had missed before, taking a very close look at their surroundings. You too, as you're adventuring this week, explore all those different areas. These birds can ride the skies and look very, very closely. I encourage you to look to the skies for these birds and explore around what's right there in your own backyard. Remember to stay kind, stay curious, and have a great rest of your week.